Hi guys, I'm James Murphy, aka the TBC Powerbox, coming to you live from South Africa today on the 9th of July 2018.
Hi guys.
Tonight's broadcast is all about the importance of TBC merchants. Now, the reason why I'm making this video tonight, as most of you know, I am currently in the process of becoming a TBC merchant. It's a daunting process, simpler than what I thought it would be in the beginning when I started to take this project on. But as I started, was about what 3 4 days later. It was about 3 or 4 days later. I purchased my first item with TBC. Okay, I didn't. This isn't the only one. Purchased 4 tablets with TBC already. Actually, it was in total five, but I purchased the other one about 2 weeks ago. These I purchased about 6 weeks ago, and we kept three of the tabs. Two of them I already sold to someone. Now, using TBC, of course. The first purchase of TBC was amazing. Let me explain why. Because in today's world, everything works on cash. Like, for instance, if you want to buy yourself a pack of little these things that is used to make bookmarks in your books, or you want to buy pens or pencils or books or whatever, you've got to spend cash. If you want to buy a house or a car or a cell phone, you've got to spend cash. But in some people, they believe in TBC, they understand the goal and the aspects of TBC. If you give them the proper um, sales pitch, then you will get it right. What I'm meaning a daunting process. You get a lot of people that says, no, thank you, not interested. Hello, Serenzo Rose, TBC Prayer Warrior. How are you? Welcome. And my wife is also here. Hello to my wife. Um, Once you become a TBC merchant, now I believe that every major country in the world, there is a few members in each major country. And I believe that if one person believes in the goals and attributes of TBC, that person who believes and understands it and understands the history of its country should go and open their own merchant shop. Like myself and my mother and my wife, my family, we are in the process of doing our own one for South Africa. Now, there needs to be merchants done for America and for the Philippines. And the Philippines, there's already tribes that are accepting TBC as their main currency. Once one merchant pops up on the map. Hello, Tanika, my darling. How are you? Um, so let me say, for instance, I've purchased so far 5 tablets, 2 laptops. The others are coming, and I have purchased the car with TBC. I have paid for services using TBC as well. So my whole plan is I want to launch sometime before the end of this year. I want to launch our shop. But we can only launch our shop if we have an abundance of stock. Meaning, I'm going to first start off with the one shop, which will be an electronic shop. Cell phones, TVs, laptops, sound equipment, all gadgets, all electronic goods that you can think of. That's gadgets. That is making everyone's lives simpler. That'll be the first one I start off. I start up. Now, if I can start up with that shop first, then when I launch the shop on the first day, I want to have at least about 50 people who can come to the launch so that we can get some sales done on the first day. 85% of the sales done in the shop will be done with TBC. Only TBC payments. 15% of the sales will have to be done in cash because there is certain things you cannot pay TBC in at the moment. We'll get there. Meaning electricity. You can't pay the electricity bill with TBC because I've got to pay the government for electricity. When it comes to cell phone bills, the phone bill, where you phone for people, the suppliers, and people's asked to get a certain item, then you make a log in the book and you've got to phone this person, so you can have a phone bill at the end of the month. You're also going to have to pay cash for that. The rent for the building, you're also going to have to pay cash for that. And also certain suppliers, if you want to work the shop, if I want to work the shop on selling not just second-hand goods, but new goods as well, which means I will have to line up some suppliers who can supply me with a generous amount of stock on a monthly basis. So they will also have to be cash done. And if I can get them to accept 50% TBC and 50% cash, then that'll also be good. Now, the way a merchant works, let's say, for instance, here I'm sitting with two merchants. Okay, I know I'm holding cell phones in my hand, but
two merchants.
Let's say this is merchant number one.
Okay.
Here's merchant number two. And this merchant does building supplies for people to build houses. Then that means I can go to this person and I can buy building equipment to go build myself a house on a piece of land that I bought. And I use TBC for it. Here's merchant number two, which is me, who does electronic items. So we've then got two merchants. The rest of the TBC community will see these two merchants. And they're going to think to themselves, but why don't I do something similar? A different platform, but why don't I start something different? So the third merchant could go out and say, okay, I want to open a furniture shop. And they sell all types of furniture, beds, chairs, tables, wall units, you name it. And then you get other people who want to do kitchenware, and other people who want to do clothing and shoes and underwear. And
the list is endless.
Once the first two merchants get noticed, the rest of the merchants will come up like you can't believe. How flies go to dog poo on the ground. That's how our merchants will start popping up, like flies. Because they will see that, okay, they started, so now I want to do the same. I also want to be recognized in that way. That's how humanity works. Everything in life starts off small. TBC started off very small. When TBC launched on the 21st of March 2016, there was 131 members. Look at where TBC is sitting today. 3.3 million members. Plus, we started on a piece of a cent of what one coin was worth. You could buy $10 worth of TBC at that time, and you would get yourself maybe 500 coins. Now you purchase $100 of TBC, and you get 0.0000118 TBC coins. Okay, maybe a bit less now, but at the end of the day, when it comes to when the coin matures to its full value of 2.3 billion US dollars, or euros per coin, then you will be sitting on a huge amount of money. And if you do broadcast, if you are a TBC builder, if you get 100 referrals, you could be sitting with 10, 20 times that amount. So to become a TBC merchant is extremely important, because the world needs to see what we are sitting with.
Yes, they do.
We are not sitting with, let me do it like this. Because currently in a lot of our personal bank accounts, okay, we've got different banks all over the world. But here in South Africa, we've got FNB, Capitec, Standard Bank, ABSA, and African Bank, and a few others. This is what they work with. Paper. Okay, I know this is small pieces of paper and it's not extra money, but this is what we work with currently. Paper. Okay, which if you forget in your pocket, you put your clothes in the washing machine, you take out $100 bill that's maybe washed away. So with TBC, we are sitting with a commodity, not a coin, not a crypto money or a cryptocurrency. We are sitting with a privately owned commodity, which holds value. That each one of us people who join the community adds on to the main value of one coin. Some of us can be sitting with a partial coin in our wallet, with only Kringle coins. Some of us could be sitting with a couple of full TBC coins. But whatever you have in your wallet, see it as a commodity because TBC is backed by gold. TBC is not backed by the main currencies of the world, like yen, rand, dollar, and all the other different um, fiat currencies you get. Let's see it as the commodity it is, gold. And we work it from there. The only way to get something to have value and to let the world believe it has value is by marketing. Like I read in one of my broadcasts, I read the history of the monetary system. The monetary system started off with people bartering between animals, foods that were grown like veggies, and seeds. And then it went to gold and silver. But gold and silver became too heavy for the people to carry in their pockets on a day-to-day basis. So then there was something called banks that came into place, storage facilities at the time, where people could go take their money, their coins, and they'd go give it to these banks. The banks would write on a piece of paper, okay, you have brought 20 pieces of silver and 5 pieces of gold. And you could go anytime to go take that piece of paper to the bank to get your money. But then there was people who had an astronomical amount of coins. And when it came time to moving the coins, if they had to move towns or cities or states or countries, they had a problem with it. So then it came on to a paper system.
The dreaded paper.
Yes, the dreaded paper system. Then the banks came along with the electronic system, where you just type into the computer, okay, this person has got $500,000, look, enter, okay, numbers. And then now today, all you do is you pick up your cell phone and you say, oh, I've got $5,000 in my bank account. But you have that $5,000 in gold and silver in your hands? No, you don't. So how do you know that's $5,000 that you have? Because all you currently have is just numbers.
Because they say you do.
And when you go to the ATM, you put your bank card, $100 or $500. Yes, okay, now you've got some of your money in hand. But what have you got in? Is it gold and silver? No. So what is it? Worthless.
So what is of value? What is of real value?
What is of real value? Of money. When the paper system came out, how many people believed in the paper system? Not a lot of people. Now today, 99% of the world uses paper money. When credit cards came out a couple of years ago, people say, I'm not interested into plastic money. That's what it is. It's plastic money because you get numbers on a card, on a plastic card, which you put into an ATM, sees how much you have, then it puts out paper and how that actually works. Because it doesn't make sense to me. How can you have money on such a small, I know it's all electronic and it's digital. That I understand. But how can you put in a bank card into a machine and pull out $500 and put your bank card in your pocket and you carry it? It's digitalized. Credit cards came out. We had bank cards, debit cards. A credit card is something like a debit card.
An IOU.
But a credit card is more an IOU than a debit card. Because now the bank gives you money on a plastic device or on a plastic thing that you can spend whenever you want and wherever you want.
Yeah, so that's when your plastic's got the value.
So then they're telling you a piece of plastic which is this casing here, it's a piece of plastic, holds value.
Tamika says, the CRT says, I said, I'm not sad, I've just got a headache. She said, Jesus is going to make it better. I just asked him now.
Oh, shame. Thank you, my darling. So if you currently go to the bank and you say, okay, I want to draw some money out of my bank, but I don't want it in paper. I want it in gold and silver.
Yeah.
There's no ways in hell the bank will give it to you. But you got TBC, which is the commodity of gold. Okay? You can now go spend your gold to buy goods and items. Meaning, I'm a merchant, many other merchants, you can come to our shops. You say, okay, I want this laptop and this TV and this gaming console. Okay, $500. Okay, I'm not saying that's what it's going to cost, but it's just a rough estimate. $500 in TBC. Send $500 in TBC, verify the transaction, book, done. Person takes their stuff and they can leave. So it means you have spent your TBC to buy something. You exchanged. And that's what you need. That's what we need to do. We need to show the world that the commodity, TBC, the billion coin, is here. And we need to show them that TBC, the billion coin, will overthrow all currencies, all other cryptocurrencies. And TBC will outshine the world. But first, we need to shine that light of TBC brighter over the world. And we can't do it one person alone. We need to do it as the TBC community. So I call out to all TBC members and all new TBC members who is currently joining the TBC community as we speak. Spread the word to the world so that we can become our own economy, where we don't rely on the elite system any longer. A person like myself, I am proud to say I haven't been in the elite system I've never been in the elite system. I've never earned enough money where I have paid a monthly tax on my salary. But I have fallen under the elite's traps and brainwashings. But that I came out of. Now I'm in my own system. My family is in our own system. And now we are going to tackle the world on a different viewpoint on things. And that's how everyone in the TBC community needs to be. Get the drive and use this as your motto. I can, I will, I must. I can do it, I will do it, and I must do it. That's how we must look at things. Don't just sit there and watch from the sidelines and watch how everyone else is making a success with TBC and you wish to do the same when you have all the tools at hand to do it yourself. You've got enough tools to educate yourself. We've got the blog.thebillioncoin.info. We've got thebillioncoin.info. We've got Kringle.cash, where you've got updates and news on Kringle Cash as well. There is videos that was posted a while ago from admin.
And our new toolbox.
We've got our toolbox that is posted there also in the Kringle Cashback office. We've got us wonderful TBC live broadcasters who you can contact, partner up with us.
Our send button meetings on a Monday, which we just had.
Yes, we've got our send button meetings. We've got Randy Wilson, Butana Maluleke. We've got Serenza TBC Prayer Warrior, Stephen Cuffey, Jared Windsor, my mother. So many different people. I don't see myself as a master in TBC. Here's my master, my mother. She's my TBC master. She's the person who has got me to where I am today in TBC. Yes, also with some self-help, but the education-wise came from my mother. Because I was a lazy person. I didn't want to read the blog. I didn't want to sit and read because I used to hate reading. I used to hate it with a passion.
You didn't want to participate.
I didn't want to participate. So now, let me say to you all that is out there that don't want to participate. Let's all participate in the TBC movement, the community, the family, the great big family that we currently are. Look at all the wonderful people in the chat tonight. Here's 2 people on a live broadcast that is here speaking to all of you out there. Let's grab this. As I said earlier, I'm calling out to every member in the TBC community. Let's work together to make a change. Let's go out, educate the world, show the world. Let's shine the light of TBC brighter in every nook and cranny of the world's marks and lines and gaps. Even in the deepest hole possible, let's shine the light on TBC there. The darkest, most cynical, most poverty-stricken town or city or state or country. Let's shine the light of TBC on them. Shine the light of TBC on people living in, on the homeless people. People who are struggling. The people who are struggling will see the abundance that TBC is giving.
But everybody around them will see it as well, which will then help for it is poverty stricken even more.
Yes. How can we become a private economy if no one is prepared to build the TBC community the way it should be built? How can we get an exchange for TBC coins if no one is working together the way we are supposed to work together? When there is something called favoritism and envy and boasting. How can you boast on the work you do and say, I've helped this much people? When a person boasts about it, in my personal opinion, that person is not that way inclined. They just say it so that the light can be put good onto that person. But when it actually comes to the deed, they don't do anything about it.
Actions speak louder than words.
Instead of boasting and saying what you do, show it. Yes, I have said, I am TBC agent 009 undercover. I still am. There's many things I'm working with, not just the TBC merchant shop, but I have got proof of the things I have purchased with TBC already. And I have shown it to you guys as well.
Yes, Anika, you'll see me on my show. So you can wait a little bit after Uncle James is finished, and you'll come to my one and you'll see you there.
Oh, Tanika, you are so sweet.
I love you very much, Tanika.
So, you know what? I see it like this. I'm 24 years old. I don't have a high college education due to financial issues, which I have accepted and I live with it. Choices that I myself have made that has put me to have a lower school education. But in my personal opinion, you don't need to have a school education to be something in life. I know of many people. Bill Gates is one of them, who has made millions and trillions without a proper school education. If I myself, at 24 years old, married, living with my parents, can take on the missions I am taking on with help of my mother and my wife, then what is stopping you, who has way more means and ways to get to something where I have? At my age, I don't have a driver's license. I don't have a working car. The car I've purchased, I need to repair the gearbox. Which, once the car is here, I will make a testimonial video, a pre-recorded one. So I can't go out. I can, but at the moment, it's a bit difficult to go out to the TBC people that we need to see and to other people that we want to go speak to about TBC. But we are still doing something. If we are doing what we are currently doing from home, when we have the proper means and ways to do it the right way, how will we flourish then? So I will repeat what I said earlier. If I myself at 24 years old can accomplish what I have so far accomplished with the help of my mother and my wife, then what is stopping everyone else? TBC admin has given us everything we need. What else do you need? You need to be spoon-fed.
No, we don't need to be fed. We need to put action in motion.
Must I go to a lot of people, admin go to a lot of people and say, okay, here is the tools. Take it and do what you need to do. When they have actually literally done that, but online. blog.thebillioncoin.info. There's all the education you need. Get married to the blog and give birth to sound education. The TBC blog will change your life. Remember, facts tell, but stories sell. It was in a blog that admin posted. We cannot anymore sit on our rear ends and do nothing. We have got this amazing abundance. And there's only a small amount of people that's putting it to use. And I'm not just talking about merchant-wise.
We're not applying that.
Yeah.
Flower of life.
You're not applying the flower of life. That was just my mouse. That's fine. This is Kringle, the new Kringle's logo, the flower of life. But no one's implying it. Or let me put it this way, very few people are implying. I'm not only talking about let's all go out and become TBC merchants. There's so many other things we can do.
Yes.
We can have the merchants, and then which is, in my personal opinion, huge TBC builders, because in a merchant shop, you will get new people to come in, people who want to see what is this new shop about. You tell them, sorry, especially the people who don't know anything about TBC. If you want to be if you want to buy things I have in my shop, then join TBC, get TBC coins. Your first purchase has to be cash. From there, after cookie redemption and you've redeemed your cookies, then you can use your TBC to purchase from my shop. When it already comes to TBC members, then you can say, okay, I have to do some cash sales, 50% TBC, 50% cash on certain items. So then it also goes on cash flow. Becoming a TBC merchant and having cash flow is two different scenarios. Even though cash flow in a TBC merchant shop will be important for profit-wise and to pay certain bills and everything. But cash flow is on its own system. Becoming a merchant is its own system.
It would also have a community flow.
Yes.
Extending of the TBC family flow.
So we're going to have the merchants. We've got the people who work with cash flow. Then we need to still have the TBC builders, the distributors, who go out and distribute TBC. And I see those people who go out and distribute TBC to people, which is like myself and my mother at this stage, getting people to join the community. I see that as important. It is one of the most important things because we need to get to 1 billion members. How do we do that if we don't grow and we don't build? The foundation was set, but we need to get. So at this moment, let me just say this, all of it aside, what's step number 1? Build the community. Distribute the coin. We are still in the distribution phase. Let's distribute TBC to everyone we know, even if it's just acquaintances. From there, then we go to educating people. Still building, but now we move to a second step.
Never ever stop building.
Never stop building. That's step 1. That's the first stepping stone. The second stepping stone, which is the second step of the staircase, because there's a staircase, and each step you go up is a different level. When you reach the top, then it's all perfect. So step number 1, build a TBC community, but never stop.
That's your roots.
That's the roots. Step number 2, then you've got now a lot of people with So use it to your advantage. Educate these people to do what you do. So if you have 100 people that you have referred to TBC, and you know each and every single one of them personally, meet up with these people. Educate them to build the community like you build. So then they will then go to the step one. Once you've educated them, you move to step number 3, which is going to greater things in TBC. Cash flow, becoming merchants, using TBC as a currency. And as you go on each step, that's how you build the community. And each step, you never stop building. Each level you go up, you still build and build and build. And that's the only way the TBC community will get to grow the way it's supposed to grow. So remember, the role of a TBC merchant is a great and important role. Just as the role of a TBC builder, just as much as the role of the TBC master, the educator, the teacher,
Don't forget admin.
and just as much as our roles are important in TBC, admin has the most important role. Because if it's not for admin, we won't have a TBC community to start off with. So, like I said in the middle of my broadcast, I call out to all TBC members. Let's get the TBC community to grow. Let's get the merchants. Let's get cash flowing. Let's get to our numbers so that we can get the things that the TBC economy and the TBC community needs. And remember, with all of this, if we believe, God always provides. God has always provided for the TBC community. From day one up until today, God's hand has been over TBC community ever since, regardless of the hiccups and bumps in the road since the beginning. That happens everywhere. GAP has 3 meanings. God always provides, God always protects, God answers prayers. And within the TBC community, that just works. Remember, TBC doesn't only mean the billion coin, but TBC also means the best cure. And TBC will be the best cure to the whole world. From myself, James Murphy, aka the TBC Powerbox, and my mother next to me, my awesome, fantastic moderator.
Which is me.
So my mom's live broadcast in a couple of minutes. Ciao for now, guys. I love you all.
Don't forget, implement I love you. Don't forget those wonderful words, love. We need to grow love. We need to find love. Because without love, we cannot achieve the things we need to.
3 things I'm going to leave off with you guys tonight. I can, I will,
I must.
I must. Till our next broadcast. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, guys.